We're on. It's been a minute, I guess, about 2 months there.
Yeah.
Back, I'm Art. This is James.
What's going on, everybody? My name is James Hill III.
Talk about music production in Huntsville. The music scene in general. I guess I'm getting more into managing now. Started out as an artist like 25 years ago, back when Huntsville was a really small market at that point. You could count like the amount of artists we had in town, like on one hand at that point. That was, legit. And it was so hard to get production done back then. It was such a different world. I remember maybe 95, man, trying to take me around to different studios so that I could try to learn myself. But the equipment and the hardware was so extensive back then, and the learning curve, it was just, it seemed like it couldn't be done. I could not grasp all the boards and how they would have the decks stacked up and you'd have to plug in each of I couldn't, I couldn't do it. And then we moved into the DAWs, and that kind of opened everything up where it made it a little bit easier to record. It was expensive back then. Everybody would charge you an arm and a leg, and they wouldn't want to give you the finished product when you were done. It was all kinds of mess you'd run into. Since the city was small back then, if it was something that was good, they would destroy it because they wouldn't want it to compete with what they were putting out. It was a mess.
Crabs in the bucket.
Yes. There were no venues to perform at, for real. It was hard. I remember one of the first people man took me to, one of the first questions he asked me was like, who are you and what are you about as an artist? And I couldn't answer it because, I had never really thought about it in that kind of aspect. But moving on, when the DAWs came out, the Fruity Loops and the Cubase, I started out trying with the Cubase, but Cubase was kind of tough.
Yeah, that's before. I haven't even heard of
Cubase. Cubase and GarageBand.
Yeah, GarageBand. Nowadays, it's just Ableton, Pro Tools, basically.
That's it.
People, they poo-poo on FL now.
Yeah. Back then, people kind of hated on FL, too. People didn't understand exactly what you could do with FL, for real.
Yeah.
And I had to sit down. It took me maybe a year of actually
just tinkering
with it and playing with it, because there was really nowhere for you to go and learn it back then.
Oh, your mic.
Oh, it was really nowhere for you to learn it back then. We didn't have YouTube, I don't think.
Right.
You would have to go on the internet and find manuals and try to piece together your own workflow with the Fruity Loops. But I remember maybe the first beat I made, I sampled Matlock. To this day, nobody sampled Matlock.
Right.
Hey, it was an ill Matlock beat.
Yeah.
With the little piano on there, killing it. That was like one of my first Fruity Loop beats. And back then, it was me, Hank, Adrian Epps, and Mike Strange. And we were trying to get Mike on, because Mike was the rapper at that point, and I was kind of like just trying to being like the hype man or the backup. And we started out going to they would do little shows around here for just raising money, or for the barbershops and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we would go, and back then Mike only had 2 songs, but people would start talking and stuff during your concerts and stuff.
Right.
And Mike would always just stop the concert and start just joking on people in the crowd. And that would make the whole show, because, everybody would be laughing.
Right.
Had him clowning everybody in the crowd.
Right.
From the sound man to the MC to the person serving drinks in the back, clowning everybody. And from there, we started going to a dude named Diesel. And Diesel was doing production out of his bedroom in his closet and charging for beats. And back then, that was that was all you wanted. That was like, that was all you needed.
Right.
And he charged you $30 for the beat and like $20 an hour to record it. It wasn't the best production. It wasn't mastered, nothing like that. But you were getting it done, and you were getting your ideas out and getting it down.
Yeah.
And that was where we started. We did this song called "Pimpin' and Pandering." This was like 2000 maybe, and I did the hook and did a verse, and Mike had two. And that was like my foray or starting off into music back then.
Okay.
But the Pimp and the Panther was jumping. It was like a little hood hit. And from there, we started trying to do production, and Norton came along. And Norton had all kinds of ideas, man. But Norton started the Play Cousin stuff. And that's where I really started getting into production. That was like maybe 2003, 2004. And we had just moved back from Portland the first time.
Okay, yeah.
Then got the keyboard and actually got like recording stuff. Started posting up over in Norton's.
Okay.
And we just started recording and making beats every day. We were getting better and better. And back then, we were working with Norton was really good at networking, man. So he was going out in the city, and he introduced me to G-Side, to ST, to Mally, to Cody, the whole 03. It was a whole group back then. They had a whole like production team.
Right.
Maybe it was almost like 20 people.
Oh wow, that's really big. And
they went and rented out. They would go rent out offices, and they would turn the office spaces into studios. So each of them had like their own little. They were far above. They were in the future at that point. Right. This was like 2007, maybe.
Oh, okay.
2008.
Yeah, it was.
And the music coming out of that studio was crazy, man. It was some really good stuff coming out of there. And Cody was doing most of the management for everybody. But he was on a whole different level with his management. And even now, the type of stuff that I'm doing, that I'm trying to do with Rob and with, my family.
Yeah.
I learned that stuff from watching Cody back then and how he built up their catalog, because it was a lot of like groundwork and footwork he was doing. I remember at one point he had he would get like email lists. Well, yeah. Emails were big back then.
Okay.
Big. And he would catch people when they were like in college and young and just starting out in terms of writers and production people and editorial people. So he built that relationship with them early, so when they did go to school and they graduated and got that job with like the big magazine, he already had that relationship built with them. So he could send them off a track and be like, hey, check this out. And if they liked it, they could put it right into that magazine that they were already writing for. Yeah. And it was like you could see where he spent years building this groundwork just to be able, but you could see the fruits of his labor. So I didn't get to see him building it all that time, but I got to see the finished product of what he had. And it was so impressive. Going over there and being able to just sit around them and see what they were doing. And they were cool, they took us in with open arms. We recorded a lot of stuff over there with them. And it sucks because, back then I didn't understand business, and it wasn't a lot of people around here that could explain to you how to make money off of your music. Because it's one thing to make the music, but it's a whole nother world to actually be able to put it out there, get it registered, and make money off of it. And a lot of people around here did not understand how to accomplish that. And it's funny because the people that did, they're still doing it right now. Yeah. They're still eating off that music. 15, 20 years ago, still eating off that music. But I just didn't understand it. And when you don't understand it, you're scared. So I had like hundreds of beats. I remember at one point I had like 600 beats, but I was scared to put them out because I didn't want anybody to steal my stuff. And I had a beat 2007. One of my beats, somebody took one of my beat CDs to Atlanta, and one of my songs got stolen off of the beat CD and put on a Monica album.
Oh, wow.
And somebody else took credit for it. And when the dude came back from Atlanta, he told me off the top, he was like, man, they stole your beat. I'm
man.
sorry. You know, that's how I crumbled.
Hmm.
The guy I took the beat CD to took it to somebody else and then acted like he made the beat to that person. And then they really took it from him. So it was like, but it was basically my beat. So I had to sit there and listen to Monica singing over my beat and never get any credit for it. And I was just bitter.
See, it's a whole different world now because if you did that today, you can go on socials
Yeah.
yourself and be like, "Hey, everyone, here's the beat. Here's how I made said beat." Like you could give a whole time lapse, so you couldn't even.
I could go the stems, the sample, where I chopped it up, all of that.
Yeah.
No, we had no recourse back then, really. And
No.
then I didn't know anything about the music business, so I didn't have anything trademarked, copyrighted, registered. I was nobody at that point, so they could take whatever they wanted. So I just started keeping my music to myself, which is the wrong thing to do. Because over time, you learn that, if you don't put it out for anybody to listen to it, then it just dies.
Yeah.
Nobody can appreciate it. And you don't know what you've done that's special or, that might be great because you've never let anybody else listen to it. You're going off of your own judgment. This might not be that hot, but you might have some hot shit. And you're just sitting on top of it for all this time.
Yep.
And it's better to just put that music out there and deal with the consequences of it. Because a lot of times it'll work out better for you putting it out there and dealing with it blowing up than it will you just sitting on it and never letting it come out in the first place. Because a lot of people, like Kanye with the Through the Wire,
Yeah.
they always tell the story about how he had to give up 100% royalty on that mess. Didn't get paid anything off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that song made him who he was. I mean, if he didn't do that, it was an investment, basically, an investment in your future. So it's with the production, it's fun to do it and make it for yourself, but it comes a point where you have to go to the next gear and put that music out there. And when we came with Ben and he was breaking down how to get it out there, that was like a blessing because, I've been talking that mess for weeks. But I don't know how to explain it exactly because, I'm still learning. It's still a learning curve, man. There's so much to it.
Yeah, it's not really a one-to-one thing.
No.
Like, you do this, you get point A, point B. Like, the growth isn't like progressive. It can be stagnant. Like it can go up, down, all different types of ways.
And it's the wild, wild west now.
Yeah.
Everybody is making their own lane, so there is no specific way to do anything now. It's like everything's opened up. I want to get back into production. I'm gonna do it. I have everything there. It's been so long since I've made a beat. Really, since I was with Norton and them.
Yeah.
We did something like 5 years ago. But it's been weird. When B DeWitt passed, that kind of made you not want to mess with music for a while because it was like those were the guys, man.
Yeah.
We lost B DeWitt and then we lost AD. That was a big part of the team, so it hurt. It hurt. I guess it always hurts losing people. Yeah. Always, man.
Yeah, those are like the source of inspiration. Like, those are my guys. Like I go to them, we know we're locked in on this.
Dude, you'd have loved Brian, man. You'd have loved Brian. Dude was so creative and so many ideas and everything. Man. Always on some shit. Always on some shit.
Yeah. Those are the things that are important.
Heck yeah. I always tell us that we did a photo shoot one time. And, we go to the photo shoot and we're trying to figure out our poses and stuff. Because, I've never really taken pictures professionally like that.
Right.
So, I don't know what my best side is or, Yeah. So we're trying to figure out our poses. I think Brian got that stuff down. Brian? You go back and look through the pictures and Brian has all these professional poses.
Oh.
He knows his best angles, catch me from the top right. He had it down. I learned a lesson that day. Like, it's an art to taking pictures.
Yeah. No, those are the people that are important for the creative process. You need all those different people. But no, you definitely should get back into it.
And the input. I want to try to go find. I hadn't talked to Norton in so long.
Yeah.
It's been like a year. No, he actually moved back to Huntsville like a year or two ago, I think.
I thought he had cancer or something.
No, he's still no. Man, it gotta hurt. Yo, no,
Oh, he ain't on socials.
no, he's not.
Oh, it's his daddy that died.
He's dead. Yo, yo.
Because I grew up with him. Senior.
Mhm.
Principal.
Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody. Man, Mr. Webb, man. Oh, great man.
No, you should
Still remember that dude's face.
Yes, sir. And I can hear his voice. He was huge. He was a big guy.
He's a big guy.
Yes, big guy. Yeah, you don't want to put hands on you.
Bro, I can tell you so many stories.
Oh man. We gotta get Norton over here. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sit on the couch for that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd be perfect for whatchamacallit.
Yep. And that's his play cousins. That's his little baby.
Yeah.
And it fits right into the concept.
Yeah, y'all worked on that for so long.
Yep. He had play cousins everything. He had a play cousin Kennel out there with Corey.
Yeah, him and Pierre fell apart or something.
Yeah. Things happen. But the play cousin lives on.
Ain't none of my business.
They had to, no, me either, man. They had to play cousins athletics, so they were sponsoring AAU teams.
Oh wow.
Doing jerseys and shoes for the teams.
There's big money in AAU.
Yeah,
there's really big money in that.
AAU is a whole nother game too in itself.
Yeah, it's
a whole different world.
It goes real deep.
It didn't used to be like that. It's a monster now.
Oh yeah, it's a machine now. It didn't always used to be that big. It's kind of the problem with it.
Yeah,
it's so big.
They had to play cousin production.
I remember the website.
Yeah,
I remember you showing me the website with the logo, and it had the I think it had the mixtape on that that website, didn't it?
We had it on Dat Piff.
Yeah, I remember the Dat Piff.
And this is another case of not putting your music out there properly. I remember back then, the big thing was having hard CDs and selling them out the trunk.
Yeah.
So everybody wanted to go print up, spend $1,000, $2,000, print up these CDs, spend $500 paying somebody to do the little inserts and all of that mess, and then go selling the CDs
out
of the trunk so you can make a little money. But doing it that way, it was the bridge going from hard to digital at that point. So it was, nobody wanted to put the stuff online, and it costed a little bit of money to put it online.
Yeah.
But back then, putting it online kind of saved it in time, because it would always be there once you put it online. And even if you gave it out for free, that was my thing. After a point, I was like, just put the music out and give it out for free. As long as you're getting your name out there, that's where the value is going to come. You could still sell your CDs out the trunk, but put it online. But we didn't invest in putting the music online. So we just put it on Dat Piff, which was a free site where you can upload your music and albums. And that was cool. But I'd say this is 2008, 2009, where we started loading our albums and music up.
For YouTube first out?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was MySpace back then. I remember, MySpace back then.
Yeah.
I went about 4 years ago. I'm talking to somebody. I'm like, yeah, I got all my music up. It's on Dat Piff. Just look up Play Cousins. It's like, oh yeah. So he's trying to look it up. He's like, man, I'm not pulling up anything. I'm like, what the hell? So I go, and I try to pull it up myself, and I'm like, what the fuck? Dat Piff has closed down and taken all the music with it.
Yeah.
So I don't have copies of this stuff on my own now, because the CDs I did have they've deteriorated over time.
Mm-hmm.
So now that music is just lost. It went up with Dat Piff. So that Piff shut down, took all our music with it, all the albums. I can't even listen to the music myself anymore, and it's heartbreaking sometimes when I think about it because I can't even tell people about the music anymore. I used to be able to like at least you can go look up this song, look up that song.
Yeah, here we did.
I can't even listen to it myself, other than the little songs I can find from what we did.
That's how you keep hard copies.
That's why you keep hard
Like, keep hard
copies.
copies.
That's why you keep hard
I
copies.
remember you had the towers.
Yep.
I remember the towers.
I still have the hard drives from the towers, so I'm thinking I can get the
You can get
information off the hard drives.
You can get them.
Yeah, you can hook them up.
Yeah,
Well,
even if they're corrupted, you can still get it off.
Okay, I still got the hard drives.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you have the physical hard drives, you can.
It was so heartbreaking. But yeah, go look up my stuff, yo.
Yeah,
This stuff is gone.
yeah. I remember the website. I remember there was a video. I
Yep.
forgot what song it was for, but I remember the video.
My YouTube videos are still there.
Yeah, I remember the YouTube videos.
And if I didn't make those, and I did that myself, just I was like, we got to put some kind of video out. So I went and started learning how to make using Windows Movie Maker. Started making videos out of clips. So I
Right.
take clips off the off the internet and make clip videos with the song. Just doing whatever I could to get the music out there.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
And then going and back then, you're trying to get views on YouTube. So I'd sit there all night messaging with other artists. And I'd listen to their stuff and they would listen to my stuff. And that's how I was getting the views up. And networking. And it's funny because a lot of those people are still like, they still message me now and send me like instrumentals or stuff, hey, you guys might be able to use this.
Yeah.
It's nothing like building those relationships online are cool. Even it's, people you never even met before, but you guys are exchanging information and you're learning from them. And
You can't really even do that directly through YouTube anymore.
No.
Because they got rid of the messaging. I want to say 2014,
really?
13.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because when it first started, you were able to actually directly message the people who made the videos.
Yeah.
Like, I like your video, or do you want to collab on a video? And once they did kind of the soft rebrand of YouTube, I think about 12, 13, they got rid of the comment feature. So you couldn't directly message people through YouTube. You had to go in their comments, and then they would have to see the comment, and then you have to go link up somewhere else. So you can't even do the direct. So what you have is completely original to today.
That's crazy.
You can't even contact people on YouTube like that no more. A lot of the times now it's through all the other socials. So SoundCloud, Instagram is a really big one. Some people upload their music to X. It used to be Twitter. Or they'll meet through the different. Sometimes they have different websites. It's not that Piff isn't popular anymore for real, but there's different websites that they'll link up through. But the YouTube stuff, they nixed it.
Oh man,
that's one of the first good features that they got rid of before the whole website got ruined in
that was a good tool, man.
2015. Yeah, it was.
That was a good tool. I sit there hours.
You can't even communicate through YouTube like that anymore.
And that was how I would get the views on the videos up.
Yeah, you get the views up.
Yeah.
You could share it to the other community.
Yeah.
Hey, go watch this person's
Check it out.
video. They didn't even bring back community posts or stuff like that until 2 or 3 years ago, and that's because they were trying to copy off of Instagram. So,
That sucks.
yeah,
Unused device, spinning playlists, 24/7. Yeah, shit works.
yeah.
24/7.
24/7. I have a playlist set up with all my music. Any device that I'm not using, got a playlist of mine running.
Yep. Yep. It'll just spike in views out of nowhere. That's what have you seen the lo-fi hip hop streams?
Yeah.
Or when people do ASMR and stuff like that, they just have
a playlist and it keeps rotating.
It keeps looping over and over. You can do it with Spotify, YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can do it on SoundCloud, maybe.
All kinds of tricks.
Yeah, there's so much more. If you get your inspiration back, there's so many different lanes you can go to to put your stuff out there now. Even the old stuff you can work through. Because do you have just the songs, or do you still have your beats?
On the hard drives, I still got the beats and stuff.
You could probably because
Yeah, actually, I do.
you were a big sampler,
Yeah.
so and samples nowadays are probably the biggest they've ever been. People love samples now, so if you put out any type of beat related with a sample, it blows up. There's so many people I follow on TikTok that they're like, and I know someone from Oakwood who lives in Louisiana now, and samples were like the main bread and butter of how like they got engagement with people. Because nowadays people really love when you're able to take something that they like and they relate to and turn it into something else. It's the best way to like transfer people over to what you like. So a mini example is like if you stream on Twitch a lot, if you take your Twitch streams and cut them up and transform them into a YouTube video, you can take those YouTube people to Twitch because they're two different communities. They have two different ways that you interact and view with them. You know, on Twitch, you can have these inside jokes that the people on YouTube don't even know. You can do things on YouTube like play copyrighted music and not get like striked off the face of the earth. And you can, by cutting up that stream, you can transfer those viewers over. And it's the same way with music. There's so many people on SoundCloud and on TikTok nowadays that will sample memes. They will take other popular songs and cut them up and make beats into them. The real big ones as of late have been like Jersey beats, which is the style from Jersey, and then Louisiana bounce beats. People will take Michael Jackson songs. Michael Jackson, for example, his ones are super popular. It's just these 18, 15, 16-year-olds that will cut up Michael Jackson songs and just turn them into bounce beats. And they get super popular on YouTube because that style of beat isn't like mainstream
No,
in
it's
hip
not.
hop now. Even it's really funny because I didn't grow up really with it, but like people like my age don't know what chopped and screwed is. They don't really. I'm so serious. They don't know what a. So when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is, and especially when they like don't like it because they don't really understand like what's going on. So I'm like, I'll listen to it and I'm like, oh man, this is fire, da da da. And like I explain it to my friends, they have no idea what chopped and screwed is. So like they'll explain it to me in a way. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they explain it to me or I hear it. I'm like, oh, you're talking about a chopped and screwed beat. Like that's what that is. And even Jersey beats have been around for like a minute. I only got hip to them about like 2 years ago because my friend from Oakwood, he's from New Jersey, so he was telling me about how it started there and whatnot. Yeah. Um, I think the biggest one has been like Lil Uzi Vert used like a bounce beat and it got super popular. Like the Eagles used it for their Super Bowl anthem the year that they beat the Chiefs. That was like their Super Bowl anthem. That was a Jersey beat that he used in that song. And it's mainly for, to get people up and dancing. But so many people nowadays are just taking old stuff and just remixing it into these things that people haven't heard in a while. And it's blowing up super huge. And I know you were a super big sample guy. So if you have anything with like a sample at all, people automatically are going to like it, especially if it was for something that used to be popular or like used to be kind of trendy. People automatically are going to mess with it because they either haven't heard it before, they had heard it before, but never in that way in like a while. And you can use that to parlay them into any other type of stuff that you're doing. Because music, hip hop isn't, I wouldn't say it's necessarily like redundant, but like it's so monopolized now. Not that people kind of stay in their lanes for what works for them. There's not a whole ton of like super big experimentation. Obviously there's a bunch of people experimenting because, it's the internet. You can do whatever you want to now. But in terms of what makes money, people will like if they see a formula that'll make them money or get them views. Yeah, we were talking about Drake earlier. That guy, he hasn't changed and he stopped caring about the way his music sounded so many years ago, and that's because he made the formula, which he's kind of some of the problem for this. But people will just stick in their same lanes, and just kind of do whatever they do. I remember because you making those Play Cousin beats and stuff was like my introduction to hip hop. So the Kanye type sounds like Kanye, Common. I don't know if I think I told you once before, but it had to have been like in 2007. You used to play Graduation in the car, and I thought you were the one that made it. So for years, I thought he was the one that made Kanye's music because I saw you with the keyboard and you had the hard drives and you would make the music. So
The
for
same
you,
samples.
and you
yeah.
use samples in your beats, and sometimes you wouldn't even play his lyrics; you would just play the instrumental.
Yeah.
So for years, I went going like, "Oh, my dad, he made Graduation." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, "This is good."
No, I remember you asking.
But
Oh.
yeah, it was so funny. But that style of music that you would play around me a lot, because I only ever really heard hip hop when I was hanging around you. So the style that I was listening to when I was around you, probably like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't hear any more of that type of hip hop in 2015, 16.
No.
Like when Drake peaked, everything became Drake, Migos, Young Thug, Future. Gucci was in jail, but Gucci before he went to jail. And 2 Chainz, living down here, in Bama. That's all I heard forever was Southern Trap. It's all I heard until about like 2018, really. I didn't hear any different type of hip hop until I asked you who J. Cole was, and then I went on my own and I went on a laptop that my grandmother had given me, and I was like listening to all of J. Cole stuff. I found Run the Jewels through there, and I was such a like nostalgia addict that I burned 3 CDs in the year 2017, and I gave them to you, and I was like, "Here's the new hip hop I found. Let's play it in the car." And just like we used to, we played it in the car for like 9 months in a row. The J. Cole, For Your Eyes Only. I did not like that album when it first came out, but it's the only thing we listened to in the car for like 9 months. So eventually I was like, yeah, this is fire. And nowadays I just straight up lie about how I feel about it now. Like my friends, they'll be like, J. Cole's boring. I'm like, no, he's good. You just don't get it. I've been listening to it for 4 years.
It's a throwback, J.
It is a throwback, and people are suckers for throwbacks because there's just so many different styles of hip hop that people haven't heard nowadays because everybody just kind of stuck to what was popular because they wanted to try and get popular, especially during the SoundCloud era when that sound had came out with like X, Juice, Lil Yachty, Uzi, Cardi. Everybody just stayed in that lane because they were like, I want to be popular. I want to pop with my music. So they just stayed in that lane for such a long time that older styles of hip hop just hadn't really came around. That's why Coast Contra exists now, because nobody raps in that old. We're just gonna rap over '90s boom bap beats from New York. Nobody really does that anymore. And there's even less people doing it at a level that's super good and accessible.
That's the key.
That's why Kendrick coming back was so big and important for people, because like, oh my goodness, I get to hear somebody who actually tries when they rap now instead of like doing whatever. And then so many other people have tried to copy Southern rap, which isn't the most lyrical music. That like density in lyrics was just gone for like a decade. It was the same stuff. If someone wasn't trying to mumble like Cardi or make you dance like Uzi, they were trying to copy Migos or copy 2 Chainz or heavens forbid they were trying to copy Drake, who
it doesn't matter where you're from.
No, not at all.
Trap music.
It's so funny because I get on people a lot more nowadays when they try and tell me like the different styles from like the East and West. Like I'll go to people who are like real big East Coaster, West Coasters. I'm like, y'all been copying the sound that I grew up listening to since I was a child. Everybody sounds like Migos now. That's what y'all all try and be, and it's been like that for such a long time.
I will say it was a lot more experimentation back then. It was harder to make the music, but you definitely got more variety, it seems like, than what we get now. And in terms of the quality, it was all quality. But everybody had different sounds where you could hear somebody and be like, okay, that's a West Coast sound, or that's a New York sound, or that's a down south sound, and now it's like everything sounds the same.
Yeah, and that was probably the key to get recognized back then too. Like, not only did it have to be different,
gotta be a little different.
Yeah, and it's gonna sound like where I'm from. So if I heard something from you, it wasn't gonna sound like something on the East Coast. It wasn't gonna sound like something up north or from the West. It was gonna sound like something from the South.
From the slang you were using to the way you were dressing, all of it was.
Yeah. Now it's super homogenized where everybody uses the same words and the same type of styles. Someone from New York can make a Southern type beat without having been there at all. But
And, yep.
yeah,
And the best at it, the Asian pop, hip hop, they got it.
mhm.
They got it. They've copied it so well, and they do it so well. They do it almost better than we do at this point. It's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Those videos are awesome. The production and the sound and all, it's awesome.
BTS be stomping.
Killing it. They're killing
Yes,
it.
they do.
RZA's just left us and gone over there.
15 years of effort, and it's finally taken up.
Yep.
It's amazing. I
It's so
can't.
funny 'cause
They've
they're-
taken it to a whole nother level. Left us behind.
We just half-assed now.
Just
Mhm.
but
'Cause they're
it's
just
government
sticking to the-
sponsored.
They're just sticking to the core principles that we used to have
Yep.
when we made our music back then. Because you had to make sure it was quality. You had to make sure that it appealed to different types of people. It wasn't just one singular thing. You would have a dance with it to try and get it to
Right.
pop. You would have a good quality music video. When it dropped, you would actually like go and like promote it and like play it everywhere. Nowadays, we have like lost a lot of that. Well, that's what they rely on because that's the basics that we used to have
Mhm.
in our communities. Then they've taken it and made billions with it, bro. It's crazy.
Put so much money into it. We put less money into it now. 'Cause
Yeah,
now our production and videos, people are basically doing it on their own out there. You don't get the
basically,
Hype
yeah.
Williams, the Hype Williams treatment anymore.
No. And so many of us in America they're trying to fight their labels and their
Yep.
owners and their ownership of music. People nowadays still don't know how to get their masters, how to own their music, how to make sure they can actually profit off of it. The biggest artist in the world just dropped 3 albums to get out of his deal
Right.
with UMG. And
Right.
Public was beefing with him for like a year. He's the biggest artist in hip hop right now. He makes the most money. He has the most motion. He just dropped 3 albums. I already have heard 3 of the songs on ESPN watching the playoff games. I kid you not. The very next day
They were put
after Iceman dropped, I heard a song on ESPN from the album. And even he is having issues with his label because he signed that big mega deal for like what 800 million or something like that. And now he's dropping all his music off to go and get out of his deal. And of course it's not quality because he doesn't care about
trying to get out.
he doesn't care how good the music is. He just wants to be independent now. Even Kendrick, he went left TDE, and that wasn't even a big breakup. But even he's trying to get off on his own. They don't even have that over there. It's like you're in a system.
And these aren't new problems. These are like
Problems
from
years.
in the '60s. Little Richard was dealing with the same kind of stuff. Motown, it's
Yes.
the same formula that the industry has been using all these years, over and over again.
Yeah,
But it's being broken. It's being broken. Just like all these industries are having to change and evolve because it's a whole new world. People can do so much for themselves now.
Yeah, you can be completely independent if you want to.
Yep.
Making money, obviously, this is a different factor because you got to work with the streaming platforms, and that's where you see all the different type of tactics the big artists are using to try and
Yep.
get their plays and streams up for Spotify. That's why I don't I don't know if you were tapped in, but Taylor Swift for like the last 5 years has just re-released the same
Yeah.
albums that she made 10, 15 years ago, and that's because she can
They
play.
own them now.
Yeah, she's gonna own them now, and now I'm gonna re-put these old albums on Spotify. I'm gonna remix them and remaster them in 3 years and get all my plays and streams back that I didn't get 10 years ago.
Dash just re-recorded the Dr. Dre Chronic album and put it out. So that he
There's so many nuances that y'all are missing about that whole situation, but we'll talk about
the Taylor Swift, yeah.
There's a whole thing behind it.
It's a whole thing. I remember Vince Staples advocating it during the middle of Drake beef. They were like, you don't care about Drake Kendrick? He was like, you don't need to pay attention to what Taylor Swift is doing with like her music.
Yeah.
And I looked into it a little bit. I was like, oh, she's not just being lazy and re-releasing her albums.
No.
This is a strategic thing she's doing.
I think old girl with Murder Inc. The one that the singer they had, Ashanti,
Sean.
did the same thing. Went and re-recorded the albums that she did on Murder Inc. so she could cut her. Same thing. And now she gets the royalties coming from those songs.
All 40 cents up.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
The streaming industry is a beast, a straight beast.
No, it's been so crooked for so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Nah, you gotta put those beats out there. You gotta put those beats out there. You set up a page and you just post your
just
beats.
start posting them.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they relate to anything cultural, like at all. There's a guy on TikTok who just explains where samples come from. He doesn't even.
I've seen it.
So he'll take a popular song and he'll just tell you where the sample comes from. Those videos do huge numbers.
I've seen a guy that just takes old movies and makes beats out of the old movies, and that's
just the appeal of it.
And his whole album is beats. He'll make a beat out of Halloween, a beat out of The Goonies, a beat out of old horror movies or The Omen. And they're fire. They're like fire.
Yeah, that's how niche you can get with what you're doing now. You can narrow it down so slim to it's like, only 15,000 people really messing with this.
But that's all you need.
No, that's all you need as like a backbone, because once you blow,
that's it.
Once you do something that people on a mass scale are messing with, you have that foundation and you're taking off.
Portland, I started listening to it's a dude named La Russell, or L.A. Russell.
Mm-hmm.
La Russell, I think.
Yeah.
I started listening to him like 6 years ago. And I like the music. So, I was just, and back then nobody was listening to it. He was getting like maybe 1,000 views.
Hey, it took 13 years to blow.
13 years. But all you need is 10 to 15,000 people that'll buy your album. Mm-hmm. And that's what he built up, basically. It wasn't 100,000. It didn't start out as, he slowly built up that number, and you watched it get to the point where he had 10 or 15,000 people, and that was really all he needed.
Yeah.
He was making a living off of doing his music, which is basically the goal. But you get this. You don't need to go platinum.
Mm-mm.
You don't need to have a million people buy your stuff. You got dedicated 5,000, 10,000 people.
Yeah. You just need to go pewter.
That's it. Higher.
Iron.
Especially nowadays, we don't need people to buy anything. You just need them to show it to other people.
Just yep.
No,
get it out there.
The next thing you know, you're invited on Kai's stream to go perform whatever you got, or whatever person is popping anywhere, and they're gonna want to use your stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot easier to have your stuff get traced back to you than it was
back then. Yeah.
I'm sure it was super crabs in the bucket, because I remember you were like, I don't want to. You didn't like showing off your piece to anybody or anything like that.
Because people would take your samples. I had all kind of samples. I didn't want people. I still got samples. I'm like, and it's funny because a lot of those Kanye songs, mm-hmm. I had the samples set up before Kanye even made the beat. So it was like, I had the ideal in my head already. So when Kanye would make the song, I'm kicking myself like, why didn't I finish making that beat? That was my sample.
Yeah.
And that would happen for years. I'd be pissed off. I've been sitting on the sample for 2 years and I've done nothing with it. And then I finally hear somebody else finally figured it out and took it and freaked it and made a song out of it. But you gotta put your stuff out there.
Yeah, can't hold on to it. That's for anything, but especially music.
Especially music.
Nah, you gotta get back out there. It's so easy nowadays to just put stuff out and let it just be there.
I know it's never too late. It's fun for me, so it's
link with the guys, get your inspiration back.
Get back out there.
Yeah, put that stuff out.
Make some stuff.
Yeah.
Fun. Because his production, because I started out showing him how to do it, and he's gone to a whole nother level, and I stopped making it. So now I have to go to him to show me the new updates and how to the new little tricks and stuff. So he's teaching me now. But it
is so much more streamlined now.
Yes. Yep.
I can show y'all some shit when you get down here.
The stems. He freaked me out with the stems. We didn't have stems back then. There was no. You couldn't just take the bass line. You'd have to figure out how to chop that mug up.
EQ'd it.
Crazy.
You EQ'd it out just like a DJ does.
That's work. It was an art EQing that out like that.
But now you just
That's it.
pull digital file apart.
Yeah.
Give me the stems.
Man, have you ever seen the stem machine that Kanye made?
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever actually seen or knew what a stem was. That was like 10 years ago too, huh?
Yeah.
That album.
I think he dropped that around the time he was making the Christian albums. So like God is King, I remember seeing around then.
Looking back now, that was an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Everybody hated on it then.
Yeah, and it was expensive for
Right.
for normal, like the normal consumer probably couldn't have seen the value in it, but like you being able to just be able to do that from this little button in your hand with any song.
Any song he had.
Yeah, and he set his songs up so where it worked with it, so you could go to his songs if you liked it and just do the stems like on the little cube.
Crazy.
But you could do it for any song. That thing was crazy. If it was a little cheaper, I think it would have been,
but
got more appeal.
making it expensive kind of made it more.
Yeah, it did. It's for music people anyway. Like a normal consumer, I don't think they would have saw the value in separating the stuff like that.
And you could kind of DJ the album yourself, so you could take the vocals out of a song if you wanted, or take the horns off that song if you didn't like it, or put them back in different points. It was like you could kind of master the songs yourself.
You have like 4 or 5 buttons.
That was crazy. I forgot all about it. Nobody's done that since either.
No.
I mean, why? It's
Yeah.
novelty.
Yeah.
99% of people don't want to do it. They don't want to mess with it.
I remember the first time going to record at a professional studio, and they wanted stems, and I didn't know. They're like, "Where your where you got everything tracked out?" I was like, "No, I just got the beat. I just got the instrumental." They're like, "We can't do anything with that. You got to take each sound and put it on a separate track, and then I can master it from." I had no idea. No idea. But it's such a learn. It's so much to music. It's such a learning curve. They make it look easy, like you can do it by yourself, but it takes a team. It takes different minds coming together to make that happen. And even with the industry, it's not just one person. They got an army of people working. I remember when Cardi B first came out, and they were trying to make her into an artist because she really wasn't an artist. So they had her, they had people helping her rap and helping her get her lingo together and her all of that. But I remember they did it like a documentary on it, and they were showing that was the best team on earth.
Yeah.
The best music production team on earth they had working with Cardi B. From the beats to the people writing the music, these are the best people they could find that they put together. And the album was quality. You would never know that Cardi was not a rapper and had never really done that before. You would not have known. The beats and the production on that album was fire.
Yeah, look at Ice Spice.
That's exactly. Yep.
I mean,
that's another.
That's an old trick at this point.
Yep.
Because they did the same thing with was it Daddy K?
Yep.
Did the same thing with them.
Yep.
Old trick.
No, that's how Drake got put. Drake and Nicki, biggest guy in the world, got put on like that.
You get that team behind you, man.
And he was even more blatant with him because Wayne just flat out came out and said, "Yo, these guys are the future. Go listen to them, please."
And that was it.
And did every song imaginable he could with them.
And that was it. It took no time. And all of those people have been, most of them had longevity after that.
Yeah, Nicki's done with, but they did what they were supposed to do. It could have completely flopped, but no.
As much money as they put into marketing, they won't.
I guess so, yeah.
They had to have the biggest budget around at that point back
then. Look at
then.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. 25-year contract, they still owed $1 billion. But it's about money they spent every month.
Insane.
And
all of them still broke to this.
All of them. That's crazy.
They couldn't even put out new music because they were still in a contract for 25 years.
25-year contract. That's a lifetime deal, basically.
Yep. And now that it's over, guess who got new music out?
Trying to make some money back.
You gotta do something.
Kind of what Nas has been trying to do the last couple of years with bringing all these old guys back with his
get him paid.
Yeah, yeah.
And Nas been making good music.
Himself and for other people, he's
Yep.
been doing a really good job.
Yep,
You could argue that the albums he put out in the last couple of years is like the best he's ever
absolutely. Yes,
ever done.
yes,
How long has he been sitting on and writing them?
that's right.
Who
Right.
knows, man? Who knows?
Y'all got any closing thoughts?
Get your stuff out there, and I'm gonna get my stuff out there.
Absolutely.
So that's my challenge to anybody watching this. Get your stuff out there. If you're creative, get your art out.
And do history on the music, because a lot of it people have not heard of nowadays. Like I said, people my age don't know what the term chopped and screwed
That's
even
crazy.
mean. Louisiana bounce beats are popping on TikTok as if they were a new original idea. So
That's
go
crazy.
do the history of the music, and old stuff is becoming new again. Backpack rap is probably going to be popular in 5 years again.
Right.
Like Common and Music Social and Common, all that stuff. It's probably going to be popular in
I
like
see that.
4 years again.
I can see that.
We're going to get backpacking back.
Mm-mm-mm. I'll take it over what we got right now.
Oh man, the quality of the music they were making back then was so
Really?
good, and it also helps that Kanye produced like 80% of it. So not only were you getting an amazing Kanye beat, you're getting actual decent rapping.
Yep.
And then that's not to count like Mos Def or like Little Brother or
Man.
like I said, Common or anybody else in that circle.
So many small name guys that really never even blew up back then that were awesome.
No, because all they needed was just Kanye to put a beat on them, and it was good.
That was it. Good music.
Yeah, and then you know.
Alright,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna call it in.
Big bad, big bad.